36% of autistic children has experienced their parents divorced by the age of 30. In the US, 50% higher than families with non-autistic children. In Denmark, a massive population study has found that families with ADHD kids were 80% more likely to separate within the first 10 years. These numbers reflect real stress in families like ours. Neurodivergent families often carry a heavier load emotionally, physically, and financially. The pressure of daily caregiving, expensive therapists, constant advocacy, and navigating systems that are not built for our kids can strain even the strongest relationships. I truly hope you're watching this video from a place of curiosity, not necessity. But if you are here because you're going through a separation or a divorce, I'm going to share what I wish someone had told me years ago. When separation does happen, finding the right lawyer that truly understands the need of neurodivergent child can make a huge difference in how your child is going to be supported through this process. I have personally vetted over 20 lawyers and spent tens of thousands of legal fees in my own case and made tons of mistakes. I'm sharing this in hope that this will save you money, time, headaches, and heartaches. I'm not a lawyer. This isn't legal advice. It's just lived experience from one neurodivergent parent to another. First, let's cover the common mistakes. Most lawyers would offer a first consultation to see if it's a good fit. And during that initial consultation, we have to tell them about our case. And it's very tempting to just let it all out because divorce is such an emotional thing. It's so hard to stay flat on your emotions. But one thing to keep in mind, your lawyer, they're not your friends. They're not your psychotherapist. And it took me a long time and painful lessons to learn this. They can be friendly and empathetic, but they're just your lawyers. Their job is to settle your case within the law boundaries and with your child's best interest in mind, nothing more. The most common mistakes I see in finding a family lawyer is just letting your emotions get into the driver's seat and just choose the ones that vibes with you the most. We can't make our decisions based on how we feel in this initial meeting. What we need to do is to take ourselves out of the situation. Almost treat yourself as a typewriter. Just collect the facts because that's the only 30 minutes or 1 hour you will have to gather the data beyond the limited information you can find about the lawyers online. So how do we gather the information? What are some good questions to ask? I used to ask lawyers if they would consider and accommodate divergent needs. Of course they say yes. Everyone will say yes, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't give any information. Over time, I have tweaked 3 questions that I found the most effective. These are situational questions, facts-based. They peel the onion and reveal the fact, whether the lawyer actually care about neurodivergent and will actually accommodate to your neurodivergent needs. Question: how would you explain my child's sensory profile and support needs in the parenting plan? This question tests if they can translate neurodivergent realities into clear legal language. There are a few red flags to look for this question. Number 1, they downplay the importance of neurodivergent profile in a legal case. One lawyer said to me, "We're not doctors. We're just following the same principle. What's the best interest of the child?" That statement right there is a red flag to me because they can't elaborate what is the best interest for the child. And if they think standard is the best interest for the child, they won't fight for you when you ask anything that's out of the book. Another red flag is being vague in their answers. They may say something like, "I will make sure your child's needs are reflected in the paper," but without any reference in how, which means they have not done it before. They probably want to do it, but they lack the experience to know what to bring up during the process to strengthen your case. A good answer here is something with facts. They will quote a case that they've done before or they've read somewhere, and they will use words like sensory regulation, transition, which says they have encountered this type of cases or clients before. What are your strategies in accommodating children with special schedule like therapies and make that into parenting agreement? This question is more direct. You can ask if they haven't brought up any previous cases. What we're looking here is the same thing, real experience with keywords that says they're insiders. A third question is even more specific. How do you handle parenting plans when a child's needs doesn't fit the standard week on, week off schedule? This question will get you an idea of what the final parenting schedule will look like. Some lawyers will convince you to just meet the standard, even though it's not the best for the child because of too many transitions. I'm looking for the lawyer that will listen to you and find out what your ideal schedule look like and the reasoning behind it, and also let you know what to expect as the best outcome. Essentially, what we're looking for is someone who understands what the court's usual procedure is and understand your ideal outcome and bridge that gap. So if you're negotiating from an impossible place, the process will take so much longer and you will end up take years and not even getting a settlement. What we're looking for is a lawyer that can tell you from day one that your expectation is not going to be met, but there's a commendation there that we can fight for to save you all that energy, time, and money. After you ask all these questions, second big part is how do you evaluate the answers? To get the most of the initial consultation, you need a system to help you evaluate the answers based on the substance, not the bite. You can set up something simple: Excel, Google Sheets, Notion, a pen and a paper. Start by writing down all your key questions ahead of time. And then during the meeting, jot down the quick notes of how they responded. The layout of this sheet should be simple. The columns are all the lawyers and the rows are the metrics that we're assessing. For the 3 questions we covered, these are the key metrics to track. Number 1, child-centered empathy. Do they speak with empathy, respect about your child's special needs? Number 2, flexibility in legal strategy. Are they open to creative and non-standard parenting plans that better reflects neurodivergent needs? Number 3, experience or openness to learn. Do they have relevant experience on record? If not, did they ask good questions, showed curiosity? Number 4, communication style. Were they clear, calm, collaborative, or they were rushed about neurodivergent needs? Number 5, sensitivity to emotional safety. Did they acknowledge that emotional regulation might outweigh rigid routines? For each metric, give it a quick rating, like 1 to 5 stars. Everyone is different, so you might have more metrics you want to add here. The key message here is to don't trust your vibes. Trust your instinct if you don't like anyone, but don't trust your vibes, because what we need here is a lawyer who can represent you with the neurodivergent in mind. I hope this is helpful. Let me know in the comments if you like this topic. I have more deep dives I can share because this is very different from other parenting tips, ADHD facts content. I'll hold back on more of this until you tell me to do more. Thank you for watching. I hope you don't even need to go through this. And if you do, I hope you settle your case with peace. Appreciate your support. See you next time.